Hi, my name's Steve Martile at freedomeducation.ca. Another great video for you. And I want to share a cool resource. It's a book that I wrote 3-4 years ago. It's going to be in a link down below. You'll find it on my blog, but not on YouTube. So you've got to go to my blog, find this page, and then basically you'll see the link to my ebook. You can read it. I think it's like a 15-page ebook. Let me get to the point of this video. On the weekend, I read the Celestine prophecy. Ever read it? Let me know in the comments below if you have. It's awesome. So I had it on my reading list for 3 years now, and I'd never picked it up. And then I picked it up a couple weeks ago, put it down, and then I read the rest of it over the weekend. And I have to be honest, this is one of the best books I've read in the last year and a half. It just totally, really set the tone for my entire last 3 days. And one thing that was really cool that came out of the book was this question about who am I? In other words, who am I? What am I doing here? What's my divine purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? Now, I've answered that with that ebook that's in the link below, and you know, that was how I came to this kind of place where I got clear in terms of direction. But this book provides another really good insight, and I want to share with you what I read and how you can use it. So in the book, let me set this up for you. There's these two guys. One's basically the author, and in his case, he's an enlightened being. He's an enlightened person. On the other side of it is this guy who's going through this journey. He's kind of discovering the 9 or 10 insights that are in the prophecy. And so they're at, I don't know what number they're at, 6, insight number 6, and the traveler is just like, wow, you know, he's trying to discover all these insights, and he's pumped, but he's also stuck. He's like, you know, this question comes up about what he's meant to be doing. What's he here for? And so the question, I thought, you know, who am I? That was a perfect title for this video because it's like, well, who am I? Where am I going? What am I doing? So in the book, the guider, or the enlightened one, is asking the guy that's on the journey these questions. And this is one of the questions he asked him. He says, you yourself are born here for a reason. Every human being, whether they are conscious of it or not, illustrates with their lives how he or she thinks a human being is supposed to live. You must try to discover what your mother taught you at the same time about what her life could have been done better, what she could have improved. So in other words, what would you have changed about your mother is part of what you yourself are working on. Now in this case, the guy's mom's passed away, so he's like, what you think your mom should have been working on or could have done better is what you are working on, right? Because everything's a reflection of our perception. So what I am here doing is improving on or working on what I think my mom's supposed to be working on. I think she's supposed to be working on it, and I would tell her that, but it's actually me. And the other part, the other half of this is my dad. What I think my dad needs to be working on is what I'm working on. There's nothing to do with them. They're evolved to a certain point now. They've brought me into the world. Now I'm evolving as a part of them. So what am I doing here? Who am I? What am I supposed to be working on? Well, what do I think my parents need to improve? That was the question that kept rolling through my mind. And so for my mom, I kept thinking, well, health-wise, you know, she could exercise more, and she could know more about how her body works, and she could know more about the mind so she could heal herself. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm here to heal myself. I'm here to learn more with the body. And health is really a big part of my life. And on my dad's side, this was the kicker. My dad's side, I think he should be working on his communication and the way he describes verbally, you know, how he explains his ideas to people, how he communicates them visually on paper. That's what I think he should be doing. And that's what I've been doing for the last 5 years. So when I read that, I thought, wow, I'm already doing this. So this is what's really cool about this. If you ask yourself what you think your parents should be working on, or your mom or your dad, that's really what you should be working on. So it kind of sets a tone and a direction for where you should be going. And I would even take this even a step further. If you have a really close friend or a coworker that you keep bumping into, and you keep thinking that they have to work on something, it's probably something you got to work on. Pretty cool, right? So I thought, you know, why not? I'm going to share this. It's another way to look at why are you here? What are you supposed to be doing? What direction are you supposed to be heading? At least it gives you another step. You can take the next step now and say, you know what? Cool. This is what I'm going to do next. I think, this person or my parents should be working on this. That's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to create and get into mastery on that subject. I'm going to get mastery in it, and I'm going to dedicate my life to it because I'm an evolving person and I'm evolving from them. One take, right? The other side of this is if you want to learn more about this topic about, your life purpose and why you're here, download my ebook. It's pretty awesome. It's really good, actually. I should have charged for it. It's free. Download it, read it, use it. You'll love it. Thanks again. My name's Steve Martile at freedomeducation.ca, and I'll talk to you soon. And the Buddha says, hey, how you doing? Talk to you soon. Have a good one.